the good life.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm at my house in Italy, and I wanted to share with you not only the view and how spectacular Italy is, and try to give you just a sense of how fantastic and awesome and beautiful this land is, but I wanted to basically take you grocery shopping. Now we're at the early part, if you will, of the season, but just to show you what grows and how beautiful the land is and what grows right here on our farm, and how in the morning you can actually go out and go grocery shopping. You can pick berries and oranges and lemons and so forth. So I want to share that with you. But if you can, we're standing here on the terrace. We're in Vico del Gargano, and one of the beautiful benefits I love of being here in Italy is it's the smell. You get the cleanliness of the air, and you can smell the sea. And this is Castagnola, which is an area that's known for chestnuts. So you'll actually smell right along the hillside, and maybe we'll see some. You can actually smell just a hint of chestnut, and it sweetens the air. It's just absolutely beautiful. But this right here is the Adriatic Sea, and on a beautiful clear day, you can see Croatia, and there's a small village right over here called Peschici. And Puglia, if you can look along the mountainside here, Puglia is known for its olive oil. And why is that? Because in Bari, which is a city, a very large city, down close to Greece, a lot of the Greeks would come in through Bari many years ago, and they actually brought the olive tree to Italy. So you're going to see Puglia is known for olive trees. Some of these trees are hundreds and hundreds of years old, and truly you're going to have the best olive oil in the world that'll come right from Puglia. So I wanted to have you kind of drink in this flavor right here. This is a beautiful kitchen, isn't it? So this right here is down in the terrace that we had put together, and I wanted to show you some of the vines that we'd put together. Now this is actually a Pinot variety of grape, and when you look here, you're going to see, now this is in the month of early April, so you're going to see right in just the last couple of days, as soon as the sun came out 3 days ago, you're going to start to see how these will blossom. Isn't that beautiful? So this is taken 3 years to get this big, this vine right here. So these are a vine that was shared to me by a gentleman here. His name's Giuseppe, and Giuseppe shared with us a very specific variety of grape that we're going to grow. And then what it does is we put this together. This will grow and actually act as a shade to allow you to sit under here, and that's how the grass will grow. And it's a beautiful place to sit with a chair, or obviously have some of the wine that we're going to make and look at the beautiful sea. And this is what is very common in the Puglia region. You're going to see these columns throughout many of the yards, and what they would do is they would allow themselves to build a lattice for the grapes to shade, because the area in Puglia, this area, gets very hot in so specifically July and August, and it allows people to get out of the sun, direct sun, and enjoy some time with their family and relax in the mid-afternoon, and what they call the siesta, which is the best part of Italy. So, all right, so here we are. Now we are literally 50 feet from the house. So right when you step out of our home in the villa, there's a fig tree, and then you come right into the grapes, which is fantastic. And this is my favorite fig tree. So this tree was here when we actually bought the home many years ago, and this was just kind of raw land. It hadn't been renovated, but you'll see here, like I said, just in the last few days, the leaves are coming out, and you can see just a couple of baby figs starting to come out here. See that? Isn't that beautiful? So these will get huge. So a fig tree, a healthy fig tree, will actually kick out 2 sets of figs. It'll kick out its first set of fig, and that's going to be the grosso. It's a very much larger fig, and then the second fig will come out typically later in the season, that October time, and that'll be a much smaller fig. I like the larger fig in that variety in the summer, because you'll see it's filled with sugar. My mouth is just watering thinking about it, but what you'll see is this fig will get so big, and then what I do is I let it turn almost black on one end of it, and you'll see the sugar the sugars of the fig will actually ooze right out of the side. That's the favorite time I love to open a fig. You just open it up and eat it raw right from the tree. All right, so now what we did is we came down some stairs, and now we're, again, about 50 feet. We're doing a circle around the home, and then what we have here are some orange trees. So, again, in the morning, a lot of times what I'll do is we can grab some almonds. There's an almond tree. I'll grab some figs. We'll grab some grapes. We'll come around the side here, and then you've got the oranges. So I'm going to grab one of these. Same thing. You're going to see that these will actually come out a couple of times through the year, and that's a perfect, look at that, perfect. And you talk about organic. I mean, that is just beautifully organic, perfect orange. So we're going to just open this up, and you know, oh, just the smell, right from the ground. It's just beautiful, filled with natural sugars, and one of the things they make out here is lemoncella, which maybe some of you guys have heard of that. Puglia is known for its lemons, along with the Amalfi Coast, and that's a specific liqueur that's made essentially with pure grain alcohol, and they make it with the rinds of the orange, not so much the orange itself or the lemon itself, but they make an arancella, which is made from the orange. So what they do is take the orange and the orange peel, and that's definitely my favorite of all of them. Oh boy, that's great. But I've had it with cherries and oranges, and they've actually made it with different flavors and nuts. Just absolutely delicious. So we're going to keep going. I'm going to show you a couple other things that we got going here, where we can go grocery shopping right here on the farm. Talk to you guys in a minute. All right, so here we are. We're a little bit further away from the house, though the entire farm is littered with olive trees. And you're going to see here, this is just early in the year. So all the trees, and I say all the trees, many of the trees have been pruned. And you're going to see right here, just the beginnings, if you can see that, just the teeny weeny beginnings of olives. They'll come off right here, right where it looks like a little stem. So one of the things you'll do, very similar to the other trees we talked about, is you prune the tree back. And why do you prune the tree back? When you cut the tree, it gets more light within the tree, so it gives you a better yield. And secondly, again, it forces the tree to get its nutrients, or many of the nutrients, from the root structure, which gives you a much more flavorful oil. You want it to strain or stress the tree, as they teach you, so that it actually draws in all those little micro minerals and all those micronutrients and all those beautiful little extra added parts of the earth that flavor the oil. So you'll have many different varieties of oil. Now these are, we have two varieties here. We have the Ogliari and the Lecce olives. So those olives are specific and beautiful for olive oil. So they give a greater yield of oil. So these are just a few of the trees on the farm. And I'm going to walk you down here to the garden just to show you how wonderful it is in the summer to walk through here and wake up in the morning and make yourself breakfast. All right, so we're a little further along here, and you're going to see right behind me the backdrop is the garden. So we just started to put the irrigation up, and Giuseppe is our farmer here and one of our caretakers, along with Luigi and others. So we're just putting the irrigation. They just plowed, just starting to plant. One of the boxes here that we have, we'll have actually a couple more, but this is, when you go to the store and you look for Italian parsley, like this isn't like authentic Italian parsley, this is Italian parsley, you know, so it's kind of funny to be in Italy and you see the parsley, which I love, because a good parsley will have almost has like a citrus background with a pepper background. It's just great. It's not quite like arugula, which is more peppery, but we're going to have arugula here. We'll have melanzana, which is eggplant, pomodoro, which is the tomato, along with anything and everything, zucchinis and cucumbers and all kinds of great stuff. So you'll find that much of Italian cooking is much simpler because they don't need a lot of ingredients. They don't need a lot of flavoring. You're just going to have essentially the main ingredient flavored with some local ingredients or herbs that are specific to that season, which is wonderful. You know, you'll have zucchini flowers that are fried at only certain times of the year, and the only thing that would be mixed with are other herbs that are fresh and ripe at that time of the year. So it's just wonderful. So throughout the year, you have all different types of foods and all different types of specials, and then when you couple that with the holidays, you'll find that the holidays are specific to a certain dish, and that's because the food that was available during that time is what became traditional to eat during that time.
Ciao a tutti amici americani, io sono Luigi. It's beautiful flowers, but this winter the cold, il freddo, ha quasi ammazzato la pianta, però forse potando riusciamo a farla riprendere.
So what he's going to do essentially is cut the plant back because the winter was so cold that much of the outer branches had died. So he's going to trim those back, allow the main trunk of the plant, which is still alive, to grow strong and hardy, and then it'll reach out and grow again. So this is beautiful. He just structured that last year, so it'll grow not only around the archway here, but it'll grow up around. So this is really neat, right? So this is a specific plant that was actually brought in from India many, many years ago, and it's called Ficcidina in Italiano, okay? And basically it's a cactus, and unfortunately at this time of the year it doesn't bear fruit, but it'll bear fruit, typically one or several, right on the top of this fan. And these don't have the spindles in, or what are called spina in Italian, but what you'll see here is these fruits will grow, and you can see some of the little stems. So this one would have had 4, maybe 5 fruits, this one had 6. So it'll grow these beautiful bright red orange fruits above the top, but they're loaded with spina, they're loaded with spindles or thorns. So basically what you do is you take the fruit and you put it in water, and when you soak it in water for a little bit, the spindles will actually fall off. You peel it almost like a banana, and there's a beautiful, delicious fruit inside. And you'll see here the cactus in the summer is loaded with its spikes, right? With its spindles, with its thorns. But during the winter, it'll shed the spindles. So it sheds the spindles, and then as the year goes on, you'll see the spindles start to grow, the fruit will start to grow. They'll actually flower and then fruit, and they're absolutely beautiful, and they're very, very delicious. So just a matter of feet right from the home. It's just spectacular. And the earth in Italy is volcanic. So what happens is the earth is so rich with different forms of nutrients. It's so fertile. So you add some sun and some water, my God, everything grows. So right now it's just starting to green. And when I share some video and photos with you this summer, just in a matter of a couple months, the whole terrain will look entirely different. And you'll see all the plants will have fruit, and the olives will start to show on the trees, and it's just such a beautiful area. And to walk here right with you now, I wish you could smell it, because the air is so clear and the sun is just setting, and you can smell that sweetness right within it. If you turn right around over here, we've got apple trees, we've got pear trees, just growing almost wild. And what a lot of the farmers would do many years ago, and even to this day, is they'll actually walk along, they'll grab a couple of bushels or baskets, and they go right to the market, and they'll make 5, 10, 20 euros just to sell for that morning. I'll come back, work the farm, often in the afternoon. They'll sell again, and then they'll do that regularly throughout the day. And then typically one day a week in the village, there's a massive market, and every 3 weeks they have a mercantile market. So they'll have a market where they'll sell shoes and clothes and towels and all kinds of stuff. So just absolutely fantastic. And this is the last plant I wanted to show you. This is from a farm that used to belong to Tommaso, who was an older gentleman, farmer, and I bought his farm a while back, and this is how I got to know Tommaso. Actually, I was riding down the road and I wanted to make some dinner that evening, and I saw this beautiful rosemary bush. So I was making dinner that night, and I was driving along the road, and I saw Tommaso, who was the older farmer I mentioned, and I said, "Hey, geez, is it all right if I have some rosemary?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, sure, go ahead." So, to see this plant, it's so beautiful with these flowers, right? And you can hear the bees pollinating, and you can just to smell, oh my God, just absolutely delicious. So to break off the stem of this and just to bring it in the house and cut it up if you're making some chicken or some lamb or some steak, and you just want to mix some really fresh ingredients. Today, unfortunately, we're just starting to plant everything. So you got basil and arugula and all those beautiful plants and herbs that are all just growing in thyme. And you walk along and you grab a few herbs and you bring them right in the house, and you put down a plate and you spread some gorgeous green gold olive oil, and you have the best meal you could ever have. You open up a great simple light bottle of red or white wine, and you get to look at the sea and smell. And really one of the most beautiful aspects of Italy to me is sharing time with people that you love. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy. We're headed to the airport in Rome tomorrow. I'm going to see you back in the United States. Talk to you guys next week.
It's the good life.